Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk. I'm Heidi Smith, I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the United Kingdom. And today I'm back with another Technique Tuesday, and this is an oldie but a goodie. It's the Babywipe technique. So this is a way of, in effect, creating your own ink pad. And I thought it was a perfect one to use with the lovely Amazing Silhouettes to give that really pretty background effect, because obviously it is a silhouette. I'm also using the fabulous Celebration papers, which are available for free. They're simply marvellous 6x6 papers, and they come in these lovely colour combinations, all sorts of colours. On the one side are very much a traditional marble background, and then on the reverse you've got that kind of lovely swirled marble effect when you do like the shaving foam technique, that kind of effect, as you can see here. So the original card you can see there, I chose to use some really bright colours outside my normal stuff palette, and I've got, what did I have? I just chose a Granny Apple Green, Gorgeous Grape and Pacific Point, so really strong colours. But it works really well. So anything that's got a fairly solid element to it will work with this technique. So silhouette stamps will work. Something like this, where there's a this is like a reverse silhouette. Anything that where there's a fair amount to actually take the ink. And what you're going to need is I'm using an empty stamp case, and that's because you can then keep using it for a little while longer. You need 2 baby wipes. Now, a word of caution here, use one. I use ones that have got no texture on them. These are actually the sort of fairly cheap ones, but they are the ones that are predominantly water, because you don't want any other chemicals to impact on the inks or to affect your stamps either. So these are the ones that are like, I think they're like 99% water, sensitive ones, really, really basic. And I've literally just taken 2 of those, folded them in half and popped them in a stamp case. And quite simply, you then need to choose some re-inkers. So this, I'm using some retired re-inkers. These really are the really old ones. You can see well used and abused. And I think this one is Coastal Cabana. We'll find out. Let's have a look. Yep, that looks like it. And all you're going to do is just drop some onto your baby wipe, like so. Then come in with another colour, and you're going to go in. Actually, I'm just wondering whether actually those might be the same, actually, thinking about it, looking at those. So I'm going to come in with some of this lovely Melon Mambo, and the idea is that you really do get all of those blend in together. Now, because I'm not sure if that one that has spilled is the same, let's have a look. Yes, it is. I've got 2 lots of pool party there. Okay, so in that case I'm going to quickly grab I think I might actually grab my Pacific Point in there. Let's go bright again. I'm hoping, oh mate, what have I got? Bermuda Bay. Let's go Bermuda Bay, because that's the same kind of palette as those. So here we go. Dropping some Bermuda Bay in the gaps there. And just wait for those to kind of blend together. So while you're waiting for those to blend, just pop the lid on, keep it horizontal, and then you can cut your layers. So I've just done a card base here. So this is 10.5 by 29, scored at 14.5. I've got a piece of our DSP, and I'm just going to cut that down. I prefer this marbled front edge to 10 centimetres down to 14. And you do need to kind of let it sit for a little. I'll try to be patient with it. And I've got a piece of basic white that's exactly the same, 14 by 10 for the inside. And then I've used the Stitched So Sweetly, I think it was. Yeah, I'm fairly sure it was. Stitched So Sweetly, it's the largest one of those to create that layer to go on the front there. So those are all ready to add. While we're waiting, I can add my layer onto the front. Grab my seal. And the re-inkers are so versatile. I would, you know, whenever you buy a new colour ink pad to you, please get the re-inker at the time. That saves you having any issues later on when they retire, because the re-inkers go really quickly. But they're great for so many different techniques, for colouring and all sorts. So yeah, well worth doing. Also, while we're waiting, I've got some thick baker's twine, and I've just pulled a strand off that. Now this is about 20 inches long, thereabouts. So that's about 50, about half a metre I've got there, and I'm just separating that out. The reason is because I rather like the texture. I think when you're sort of separating out this, you get that sort of really pretty kind of crinkled effect, which just gives a little bit more texture to it, a bit of interest. The only thing you need to do is just keep extending it when you're just like separating embroidery thread. Just keep it nice and straight. Okay, so let's have a look at how we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to come in with a little bit more Bermuda Bay in some of those gaps, and a little bit more, because otherwise you'll get a sort of a blank bit, and it won't look quite as effective. So just pop a drop. And you don't have to cover the whole, it only needs to be as big as the stamp you're going to use. I'm creating quite a large one because this stamp is quite a big stamp. But even so, I'm still thinking that actually I can I'm just using the top section of that. So I'm going to actually check whether this is ready to use. I'm not going to stamp it on my best paper. I'm literally going to grab a scrap of grid paper, and when you tap, just try and keep it fairly in the same place. Not quite. Okay, so we've still got a bit that needs to kind of blend. It looks really pretty, but those areas where it's light, we want to make sure that it's really really nice. And again, before I use that, I'm going to give that a wipe because what I don't want to do is again put it back on the stamp and contaminate it, because the more you move about, it will kind of muddy the colours. So let's give it a go. And the reason I said, oh yes, be careful with your wet wipes, make sure they haven't got an embossed image on them, like certain ones. I think we're ready to go. Have a look on the back, see if it's kind of bled through, which it pretty much has. And let's go. Obviously the stronger colours work well on this. We have got some lovely foliage leaves that would work well with this technique as well. But let's give it a go now. And I'm actually going to pop it on my Stampin' Pierce mat. Or not, no, it's okay. So, just a couple of times, it looks like it's well inked. I'm just going to pop that. And there we go. So as you can see, it's got a really bright and vibrant feel to it, and that is ready to wrap our thread around. Great thing about adding thread to the front of these die cuts is the grooves. So I'm just literally just taking that round 3 of those grooves in like a cross pattern, and then that comes on the front. Pop it underneath, because then it'll actually tie those strands together. There we go. Just going to move that, pull that down like so. So there you have Babywipe technique card. So really easy to do, great fun technique to have a play around with, and just use whatever colours you've got to hand that go with your paper. I can see you could use this with, well, say, with this marbled paper you could use all sorts of colours. You could keep it more muted, so I personally think it works best with the bright colours as they come through. But I have done a card a little while ago now with Crumb Cake and Pink Pirouette. Oh no, it might have been Blushing Bride. Crumb Cake and Blushing Bride. Pink Pirouette's a retired colour, and that worked well with some foliage because obviously it worked with those. So add layer to the card, and then we can still use our ink pad with one of our other stamps to create a layer for the inside. So grab this, and I'm saying if you keep it flat, you should find that it will be good to use for a good couple of days as long as you keep it moist. There we go. Add some glue to the back, and there we have a really quick and easy card technique to use with your silhouette stamps, whatever they happen to be, but it works really well with our lovely amazing silhouettes. So, Team Purple, Team Coastal Cabana, Gorgeous Grape, Coastal Cabana, which do you prefer? Do you know what? I think they both look great fun. I do think it works better with the Coastal Cabana colour in there, and I just love Gorgeous Grape anyway, so I'd love that one anytime. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon. If you need to buy some re-inkers, just pop along to my shop at flutterbyheidi.co.uk on my blog. Links are on there. Likewise, if you're watching the video, have a look in the description bar below. There's a little pointy arrow and you'll see links to everything in there. And in the meantime, if you have any issues, give me a shout, give me a call. I'll be happy to help. Please hit the subscribe button. It does make a difference to my YouTube visibility, and that in itself helps me provide these free of charge tutorials. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.